A couple of years ago in 2017, I got the email about this girl who's no nonsense, mean what she say what she mean. They said that she was big boned. I think they meant thick. They said big bone to be nice. I said, oh, thick. You want us to be thick? Okay. And so said she was like a dancer. She's like the best dancer in this school called Highwater. And the first time I got it, I actually passed it up because I was out of town because I didn't know how big it was at the time. I'm thinking, oh, step up. Is this real? Whatever. Then I got the email again the next week, and I was like, I think I'm supposed to go to this audition. I went.
This is Sanya On-Air.
Doesn't he have any Rick James?
Open like a window, no window. Look at the video, say yourself that could be you.
Because they're like,
This is Sanya On-Air.
and everybody on the East Coast calls me Don. I'm like, what is Don?
My mom thought I was on Long Island, but I was at Howard Homecoming.
Ready?
Turn it up.
Let's go. Welcome, everyone. You're now tuned into another amazing edition of Sanya On Air. I'm your host, SanyaHudson Payne. And how do I start off each and every single show? You guessed it, I have another great show for you. Coming up in just a few short moments, I have the super talented and amazing dancer. When I tell you, like, she's a dancer, child. Kendra Willis. Now, Kendra is known as Poppy on the hit series Step Up High Water. Now, let me tell you something. I really slept on that show. I slept on that series, but when I became awakened, I binge watched all of the seasons in about a week. That's how you know that a show is good. You know, you just can't stop. You know, like just a good potato chip. Once you eat one, you just got to eat the whole bag. Or is that just me? But anyway, I digress. The show is so good. Before I talk about Kendra a little more, I need you to do me a quick favor, okay? I need you to subscribe. Make sure that you subscribe to every Sanya On-Air streaming platform because I stream across every major streaming platform. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure that you hit the little notification bell because once you hit that bell, guess what happens? You get a little ding. And that'll let you know that I am back in the building with an all new Sanya On Air celebrity conversation, unpacking their pivotal moments and their milestones. So go ahead, make sure you subscribe if you hit the notification button. So if you're watching this on YouTube, after that, make sure that you go to Amazon Music, Pandora, iTunes, Apple Music, Buzzsprout, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, you name it, Sanya On Air is there. Now back to Kendra. I slept. I was watching her on social media even before I knew that she was an actress on Step Up High Water. Had no idea. In my former life, I was a dancer, right? So I love to see amazing dancers. You know, Potaboo, Tandu, Potaboo Bouret. Let's do a little pirouette, little Tandu. So she was just so captivating on social media, and the content, it just wasn't disrespectful. It wasn't toxic. It was just giving me everything that I needed to have a positive day. She's doing it right on social media. And I just really want to know about her formal training and dance. How does she get to be an actress? And then guess what, you all? Sad news. The show has been canceled. So I just want to know, like, what do viewers need to do in order for good shows that has such amazing content? What do we need to do as fans, as viewers, as audience to make sure that the shows stay from season to season to season and it just doesn't get canceled? Like, I need to know that. And then once a show gets canceled, in the mindset of an actress, what do you do next? What do you do next? Because some folks, let me tell you something, a job gets taken away. I was going to say something, but it's a buzzword. YouTube might take me down, but it just sends people into this mental depression. So, we just want to make sure that she's okay, which I'm sure she is because this girl is talented. Okay. So why don't we do this? We'll do a quick commercial break and we'll come right back with Kendra and this amazing conversation. Stay tuned. You're tuned in to Sanya On Air. I'll be right back. I promise. Do you work out on the regular? Fuel your cart goals with Instacart, the go-to service for quick delivery straight to your home. Use the special Sanya On-Air link below. How are you, beautiful?
I'm good. Thanks for having me here. I'm excited.
Let me tell you something, Kendra.
Okay.
Let me tell you something. I've been watching you for so many years. I would say about like 4 years on social media now. Didn't even know that you were on Step Up High Water. I went to go spend the night with my best friend, and she was like, watch Step Up. And I was like, really? And we started watching. I think it was like season 3. And I said, oh, no, honey, you got to start from season 1 because I'm hooked.
Yeah.
Girl,
Yeah.
you did the damn thing on Step Up High Water. How did you get the role?
How did I get the role?
Yeah.
So a couple of years ago in 2017, I got the email about this girl who's no nonsense, mean what she say what she mean. They said that she was big boned. I think they meant thick. They said big bone to be nice. I said, oh, thick, you want us to be thick? Okay. And so she was like a dancer. She's like the best dancer in this school called High Water. And the first time I got it, I actually passed it up because I was out of town because I didn't know how big it was at the time. I'm thinking, oh, Step Up, is this real? Whatever. Then I got the email again the next week, and I was like, I think I'm supposed to go to this audition. I went, I did the dance part first, made it to that round, then did the read the lines, and they loved me there. Then we did a chemistry read, and then bada boom, bada bang, I'm now Poppy.
Yes, Poppy and popping, you are.
And popping off.
So wait a minute. So would you consider yourself to be a dancer or an actress first?
So definitely a dancer first. I moved here to pursue dancing. So I started out a professional dancer in 2013, moving to LA, dancer's dream. I'm going to do this and that. So I started off dancing, and then Step Up is what brought me into acting. And now I'm like, okay, I love acting.
Nice. So did you have to take any, let's say, formal acting classes to prepare yourself for the role of Poppy? Or did you just jump right into it?
I just jumped right in. It was actually my first audition ever. So it was my first audition, yeah, and I ended up booking it. And when I did it, you gotta act like you know what you're doing. So I was just coming in pretending, and then I confessed, like I never took acting classes. They were like, oh, I couldn't even tell. And then as you keep going on different seasons, different episodes, you get to learn. So it was definitely more experience than. I mean, I did take acting classes after,
okay,
a little backwards, just to like dig in there for a little bit, but you get the best experience being on set.
Got it. And I'm sure you got a lot of on-set experience because you were surrounded by an amazing cast. I had R. Marcus Taylor. He's been on my show a few times. Neo.
Yes, seen him. Neo.
Yeah, Neo's on the show. Naya Rivera before, so rest in peace to her. And Christina Milian. So what was the biggest, let's say, acting lesson did you get from your cast?
For my cast? Well, one, they're just so professional. They're like veterans. A lot of them have done this before, and they, you had Marcus, he's Suge Knight. So I'm like, okay, I'm in here acting with the big dogs. But just kind of doing it your own style. A lot of times you get a script and there's not a lot of room, so people don't think that you have room to play. So what I learned from Neo, he'll go out there, and I'm looking at the script like, that's not what it says, or that's not how, he added his spin on it. So they loved it. They loved that he added his own flair. And I believe that's important because, they booked you because you have a certain something that they want to see. And they'll tell you if you got to stick to the lines and stick to like verbatim, but I liked how they added their own flavor in it, and it taught me to learn, add my own flavor.
So what of your own flavor did you add to the character of Poppy?
Okay, so Poppy, they said this shit was no nonsense, but I had to add a little extra sass. I had to say, hold on. But no, I got to really add my sauce. So she was, the sassy character, but I got to add the Atlanta sauce. I got to add my own style. So, we're in Atlanta, so it's very saucy, very jiggy, very it's hip hop, but it's a different type of hot sauce, if that makes sense. So I got to add that, and then my lingo. Sometimes the lingo wasn't really hitting because the writers they try.
Right.
So I was able to add my own lingo and things that will fit, and they allowed me to do my thing.
Nice. But what I loved about your character, Poppy, there was an evolution. And I didn't really like the relationship that you were in, let's say the first 2 seasons. It was very, very toxic. But then you found love at the end.
Yes, finally.
Were you pleased with the evolution of Poppy?
I was, because starting off with her on again, off again boyfriend is very toxic, and for the viewers, it is true, it is real. You do go through those times where you're trying to make a relationship work, and he do you wrong, and you take him back, and you take him back, and then after a while, the audience does want to see you shine, and they do want to see you learn your lesson, and they also want to be helped in their own situation. How do they get out of a toxic situation? So I do like that. Finally, she finds her a nice looking man who's presentable, who treats her right, as a gentleman, something she's not used to because she's used
and
to
he got a good job.
Well, he got a good job. So yes, I was pleased with the evolution because you want to see people, your characters or your favorite characters get that happy place. Like, man, finally, my girl Poppy, she got a good man with a good job, and she's happy.
Yes. So like I said, I was watching you. You didn't even know it. It was bordering on stalking, because I had to say, I need to watch what content she's going to put on social media every day, because the content was so amazing. I come from a formally trained background as well. I've been dancing since I was in about kindergarten. So it really impacted me. So now that you have more eyes on you, how do you feel about that? Like, everyone feels that they know you, but they really don't.
Yes, because sometimes you're out and about and people are just randomly hugging you, and I'm like thinking, where is that person from? But it's really just somebody who's on social media, but it be confusing me sometimes. But I'm like, where do I know her from? Anyway, yeah, it's cool because I'm just doing what I love, which is creating and doing concepts and storytelling and using my body in different ways, and people are digging it. And this year, or within the last year, I started getting into different genres. I wanted to really expand myself from just the girl who does hip hop and she be twerking a little bit. It ain't nothing wrong with a little bit of twerk, but I wanted to see what other styles I could do, what other music genres I could dance to, so I could be more well-rounded. And I had a lot of fun, and I'm happy that people also enjoyed it too, because then following was going up with me during different songs. I was able to hit different generations, so it's interesting getting to see people enjoy what I'm doing, because I'm just being led and just having fun and doing my thing.
You have a lot of support, and that's a great thing to know, that people that you don't even know are supporting you. Even years ago, I believe you won Missy Elliott's dance challenge.
Yeah,
I was stalking you from even back then, child.
Hey girl, you've been around for a long time.
I've been following you for years. Didn't even know that you were on the show. I just said, her content on social media is very positive. It resonates with me as a dancer. This is what I need. So when you won her dance challenge, I said, please, it's a no-brainer. Like, she's a great dancer. How did you feel about that? And did it bring you to a new height in your career?
So when I did that, it was one of those, man, I think it was like during COVID or post-COVID or something. But when I did that, I wasn't even going to do the challenge. It's so funny. God always makes me do things that I say I'm not going to do. And it ends up being great. So praise the Lord. But I wasn't going to do it because everybody was doing it. And then I was late on the challenge. So then when I finally did it, I was like, okay, I can't just come and do the same challenge that everybody was doing. I have to add my own twist. And when I did that, it was like game over. And I remember she DM'd me, like, telling me that I won. So this is Missy Elliott DMing me, asking for my information, saying how she loved the video and all of this stuff. And she sent me like a personalized video, like, to me, saying, congratulations, you won. So y'all didn't see that, but Missy Elliott slid in my DMs and she gave me a nice little video.
That's an amazing feeling. I was talking to some friends yesterday, because Tabitha Brown, she has a whole new line in Kmart, And out of the blue, she sent me an email yesterday. And I said, you never know who's watching and who's really respecting your work, because social media, unfortunately, it can be so toxic and so triggering.
Yes.
Are you really mindful about the content that you place on social media?
Yes, especially now, because, you know, we are influencers, entertainers, people who a lot of people watch all the time and they look up to us. And yes, I don't mind doing, you know, stuff for laughs or whatever, because, you know, you gotta laugh sometimes. Sometimes you gotta be silly, but at the same time, I do want to make an impact. I do want, you know, girls who look like me to see that, hey, I can do that too. I could be on a TV show too. I could be on a movie show too. So I kind of feel like it's my responsibility to be a role model to girls who don't have that type of influence. So I am mindful of, you know, type of music. But if I'm trying to send a message, sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
But I am mindful of the type of things, because I do want to be seen as a light, but I'm only going to be seen as that if I be consistent and stick with my values, my morals, what I stand for, my beliefs, my mission. So, yeah.
Well, we're here for it. And then another, you know, teachable moment that you're showing viewers and fans of yours is, in order to be a dancer, you don't have to be waif. You don't have to be a size 0. You are a curvy girl, very nice shape. And you're showing other girls on social media and in real life that you don't have to be a stick figure. So we really applaud you for doing that. You know, so kudos to you and hats off to you about that. Now let's get back to the show, because let's get back to it.
Let's get back.
That's a damn I was so upset when I heard that the show was canceled.
Yeah.
People need to understand there are certain things that you must do in order to keep a show alive on television or on streaming platforms. What can viewers do in order to support shows like Step Up, High Water, so that they're never canceled ever? What can we do to keep the show alive?
Yeah, to keep the show alive, one, you gotta watch the show. You gotta support it. I mean, and the first couple of episodes when a new show comes out is very important. You want to see how many people are streaming the first episode, how many subscribers are they pulling in, how many people are creating a new account and watching it. So that's very important. When people say they got a show out, you need to support that show, because it's on the viewers, you know. But then also there's other things behind the scene that.
But can you pause a few shots, because the sound is a little bit off?
Okay. Are you better?
Better. Go ahead.
Okay, great. Yes. So watching the show is very important. Subscribing to, you know, platforms like Stars, Netflix, they want to see how many people have subscribed. And also there's things behind the scene that are unfortunate that happened, because this show is a miracle, and it was on YouTube, and YouTube let go of their shows. So we didn't have a home, and then Stars picked us up. Yeah, so that's why. So we started on YouTube, and YouTube got rid of a lot of their shows on there because they were doing TV shows and things like that. So some shows went to Netflix or different streaming sites, and then Step Up didn't have a home. But it just so happens that Stars, it's a Lionsgate show, so Stars, Lionsgate owns Stars, so that was like a nice transition. So we got a home. But you know, listen, I thought it was canceled when it was on YouTube. They say it's canceled now. You never know what can happen. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. I didn't even know that the show started off on YouTube. No idea.
Yeah, so it started on YouTube. So this isn't our first time being kicked out somewhere, if that makes sense.
Right.
But somehow it keeps living on, and I believe it'll still live on in some way, because the people that we got on the team, they don't accept anything. Like, even when our Naya passed, like, very unfortunate. I thought it was over then, and we came back. So you never know. You never know. So we may be back. I'm speaking it.
I'm glad to know that. Yeah, because your show has endured a lot, as you said, you know, with the tragic loss of Naya, and then being taken off of YouTube and now being placed on Star. So the show has survived different.
Oh yeah.
So that's really a testament to the strength of the show. So I'm just going to keep encouraging people. Hosts, like, we need the show back. When I tell you I watched all the seasons, I think you got up to what, like season 3, Am I correct?
Yeah. Season 3.
I watched all 3 seasons. I think it took me about a week or 2. I was a fanatic
It
fan.
was that's amazing.
Then I'm serious because content is important for me, and I just want to make sure that as a person in media that I'm supporting, great content. So we need to show that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Watch it. Support it.
Yes. I want to ask you something different too, because I was looking at your entire name. So Kendra, is it Sanya?
Sanya.
You know where I'm going, right?
Yes. She's Nigerian. She's a Niger queen. She's a Niger girl.
Yes. But Sanya, and I said, you know what? This how I know that she's a dope queen, because here's Sanya right here, child. So we are.
Oh yes, I know. I used to tell people when I was little, like, it rhymes with Sanya. So I'm like, Sanya.
Sanya. Yes.
Yeah.
I never come across, a woman who has a similar name to me. It's either Sonia, but never a Sanya. So when I was researching you and I said, Sanya, I said, dope.
Yeah, I gotta get her on the show. Come on.
Yes. So you're Nigerian?
Yeah, so I'm half Nigerian. My father's was from Nigeria. My mom's from St. Louis. So Oyesanya is my dad's last name. It's Yoruba. So that's the tribe. And then I recently got married. So now my last name is Willis, but I wanted to keep my Nigerian name in there.
Yes. Let me tell you something about just reaching generations, because you mentioned, you're married, and I was preparing for this conversation. I was telling my daughter, I said, Poppy's coming on the show, child. She was like, for real? I said, yes. So she said, well, Kendra's married. I said, no, she ain't. She said, yes, she is. We went back and forth. Yeah.
There's a little sneak attack.
I love the tribute that you did for your husband on social media. He's a dancer as well. How is it having a husband who is in the same career as you? Like, does it get boring sometimes? Like, damn it, I don't feel like dancing today.
Right. Well, no, it's actually, that's what I thought it would be, because I used to I don't want no dancers, because we're going to be competing and we're going to be doing all this and we all going to be doing is dancing all day, and I don't want that. And now that I'm with him, I'm like, because we get to connect on a different level, because we're both creatives, we're both creators. So at first it is tough because you're so close to each other, working together. It's like, but then you have to keep going and keep being diligent in it. And then you get to find like, wow, we're both passionate about this. And then when we meet two people passionate about the same thing, they make magic. So sometimes, no, you don't feel like dancing. That's just like life. Sometimes you don't feel like going to work, But other than that, it's actually a really special experience, because God gave us this talent, and then bringing us together to do it together is super special.
Wow. So how long have you been married for?
So I've been married for, almost 2 years. So we're still, it's been like a year and some change.
Nice.
Yeah, we didn't announce it. It was one of those, it was one day you're not married, the next day you're married.
What made you not announce it?
Because it was something we wanted to do for us. I'm usually more showy, show everything. Gotta have everything big, spectacular. Everybody gotta know. You better have the video prepared when you to propose to me. You better be on one knee. All my friends better be all there. I was that type of person, very extra. But this one I just knew was real, and it was something that I believe God told me to do. So I wanted to be obedient to that. And I didn't want anyone to discourage me. I didn't want anyone, because I knew it was something God told me. But when you tell people, they're like, is it time yet? Do you think this is either one? And it's like, I don't want to deal with that. And I was able to give up the picture that I saw for a picture that God saw. And it ended up being a special moment that was private. And then I told people afterwards. I got my mom's blessing first. And then on social media, again, usually I'm like, everybody got to know. But it didn't matter, because he told me, do you want me to show you that I love you, or you want the world to know that, do you want to show the world that? So I wanted him to show. I don't want to put it on social media to get the likes and the views and, oh, your man love you. I wanted him to show me that. So, and then people just, slowly started finding out. And then eventually we'll do the whole wedding, the whole shebang, bang, bang. But for now, you just get to see our love.
I get it. You know, anything that's sacred and personal, it's not for everyone to see because everyone has
Mm-hmm.
opinions about it. But what I respect and admire about you so, so much is that a lot of what you do, you lead it with faith.
Mm-hmm.
Where does that come from? Because in this space of media and entertainment and celebrity world, oftentimes that's a conversation that people kind of shy away from. Why is it
Mm-hmm.
for you to lead with faith?
It's so important because that's what we're called to do. That's how we're supposed to live. We can't walk by what we see. If we walk by what we see, oh man, discouragement, because there's a lot of evil out there. There's a lot of crazy things going on. The world is going down. And if I walk by that, I would be discouraged. I would have doubt. I would procrastinate. I would get nervous. I'll have anxiety, all these things. But if I walk by faith, if I walk by what I can't see, I can't see me being this top actress, this million. I mean, it hasn't manifested now, but I can see it, you know, in the future. I can see that I can be this millionaire, billionaire. I already been called to be all of that. So, but if I walk by what I see, I'm not there yet. So I have to walk by faith. I'll never get where I need to be or where I need to go. I'll never have the marriage I want. I'll never have the family I want. So your faith is super important to me. And I think within this last year, I definitely tapped into it deeper and deeper, and things happen, blessings happen. You just know you're already taken care of. You don't have to worry about anything. So that's how I live.
So what happened in this past year that really triggered your faith to go to the next level?
What really triggered my faith? Getting married. When I got married, and it was the first step of doing something that I couldn't see. I couldn't see myself not having this big wedding and this proposal and all these things. And when I did it, and it thrusted me way forward, I didn't have to spend a whole year planning a wedding. I had to spend all this time doing all these things. I was able to jump to the next step, and I was like, oh, I'm getting to where I need to go faster because I'm not going off what I see. What I see is everybody does a proposal, everybody does a wedding, everybody has these steps of what they do. But if I go off of being led by faith, what I can't see, and let the Spirit guide me and lead me, I'm seeing that I'm getting places that I didn't know I can go. I'm getting places that I cut time. I'm not wasting any time because I'm going off faith. And it started when I get married. When you got married, now you're joined with somebody. Now you have to work as a team. Now you're seeing things you didn't see before. Then you're being led and you're reading it in your faith, and you start to grow. And that faith is so small, but it starts to grow as you keep not going off what you see. If you start just going off of, I'm just going to believe that he's going to do it. And I don't know how I'm going to get there. I don't know what's going to happen, but let's go. And that's my mentality. Like, let's go. And it gets scary sometimes, but the more you keep doing that, your faith it grows, and it just keeps growing and growing, where you're like, okay, I can do anything. I'm unstoppable. Nothing can get in my way because I don't go off what I see. I walk by faith. So
Yes. I really leaned into you saying that. That really resonated with me because, like I said, people don't speak about their faith too often, and they don't trust the process that faith is going to take them where they need to go. So I'm glad that you reminded my audience about that teachable moment, because this is what we need to do, unpack our pivotal moments and milestones from, influencers and content creators and celebrities like yourself, because you're doing it right, and we need to lean in to figure out how we can do it right too. So thank you for sharing that as well. But once you finished season 3 of Step Up High Water, and you were around such an amazing cast, what new layers were added to your melanin dopeness?
Melanin dopeness. Oh, I love it. Definitely stepped up this season with, the type of celebrities they had. We had Christina Milian as a new member. So it made me want to step up because of the type of actors that they had, seasoned actors, people who've been in the game for a long time. You naturally have to step up because we start off, to me, like kids on the show on season 1, and then it just kept growing. So 1, being around those people. 2, they threw a lot at us this season because we're on a new platform and different storylines, more drama. So you have to tap into different things, like finally letting go of a boyfriend, finally having to step into a new role, because Poppy, she blossomed. She was started off as a little young girl, and she got to grow into like a young woman, and also be a boss, be a leader. So and that added to someone that I was able to grow and also mature.
Yeah.
And not only in my character life, but in my real life. You know, a lot of people, you act in these jobs and it starts to resonate with you for real, and it gets to really like blend. So that added.
You know, there's one person I forgot to mention who's on the show, an actress that, you know, I grew up with that we haven't seen in such a long time. And I was like, oh my gosh, she's on the show. And she played your mother, Robin Givens.
Yes, Robin Gibbons. So sweet. Such a sweet lady. So fun. We had fun.
And seeing her play your mother, that was a role that I had never seen Robin Givens in either, because she came with a whole bunch of fire, a whole bunch of, you know, street flair.
Man.
She was that type of mama that gave it to you straight, uncut, raw. What you gonna do with it? I don't care. How was it playing her daughter?
It was cool playing her daughter because one, I mean, it's Robin Givens. She is like
a legend.
Top legend, and then to see her step into this role, you're not used to seeing her, like you said, in that type of character. So to see her still kill it in a different role, I was like, okay, Robin, I see. But she was super nice. She was very warm, very welcoming, and also motherly, even, you know, on camera and off camera. And she was fun to work with. She let me have it on some scenes. I was like, and then, you know, you get cut and then you go back to being all lovely and everybody loves each other. But because she's such a great actress, you do feel that. So working with her was a pleasure.
Got it. So are you currently auditioning for other roles?
I am. So I'm still auditioning, and I was on hold for another role. So you're strong to this until they tell you it's not yours, it's still yours. So I'm doing auditioning. I'm also doing my own writing, so I write and produce and direct. So I'm working on my own scripts, my own shows, movies. So we're just climbing up. Again, not going off what we see.
I love it. I love, you know, I always tell people the best ingredients for success is to do multiple things. You know, don't be afraid, because the best way to stay broke is to do one thing. That's the best way to stay broke. So to know that you are tapping into different genres and you're expanding, you know, your capabilities, that's amazing for audiences to know, because once again, they could just see you on social media as a dancer. They may see you on Step Up High Water as an actress / dancer. I'm glad that you mentioned that you're doing a multitude of things. So when Step Up High Water returns for season 4, you're claiming it right now. You're claiming it.
Yeah.
Where would you like your character Poppy to go?
Where would I want her to go? I like that she's continuing to rise up. You know, it would be cool if she stepped into a little government, a little leadership role, and was really making an impact. I think I would like to see her do that. She's dancing, but now she's with this man who's attached to the government. Can we see Poppy doing some government issues, speaking on these things? Does she still keep her flavor as she is? Can you see, I don't know, something like that? Similar is like, I would like to also see her perform as well. Like, she started off kind of doing some rapping and things like that. I would also like to see her do some music. More music, but yeah, I can see her stepping into more mature positions.
Got it. So from your mouth to God's ears to the writer's pen, we're going to see Step Up High Water season 4.
Season 4.
We're going to be watching it so that we get 5, 6, 7, and beyond.
And beyond.
So we are vested in you. We are invested in the show. We want to make sure that we continue to follow you. How can we follow you?
So you can follow me on Instagram at MissK.O. You can follow me on TikTok. It's at MissKO. No dot. And same on YouTube, youtube.com/MissK.O. So I'm sure if you put MissKO in, you'll find me. I'm not hard to spot. And yeah. And All Stars on season 3.
Got it. You know, I made all of my friends watch. I told them, if you don't watch this, like, I'm not even gonna pick up the phone. Like, no, I'm dead serious.
Yes, we're that. More people like that. We are your friends.
Yes. Yes, you have to encourage people to keep dope shows on television. Like I said, as a woman in media, the people that are in my network, we encourage each other. No, you got to watch this, you got to do that. This is the circle of my network. So we encourage everyone to do the same. So
I appreciate it.
Kendra, Ole, Sanya, thank you so much for this amazing conversation. Your energy just resonated. And let me tell you how I know we're cut from the same cloth, because you are theatrical just like me. Like, everything's a movie.
Oh, everything's a movie. Oh my gosh. Yes. And people like, oh, you always stage ready. I'm not trying to be, but yes, like I said, it works. It works. But it's always a show.
Yes. Well, you keep on dancing, child, because I will keep on watching you on social media, just giving you all of the encouragement that you need. But God got you. So you are headed to even greater heights than you could ever imagine. I already see it. Thank you so much, Queen.
Thank you.
Blessings.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
So there you have it, everyone. Amazing conversation with Kendra Sanya Willis. She was just married recently, 2 years, but 2 years, you're still considered a newlywed. So, I'm glad. I didn't even know that Step Up High Water first started off on YouTube. And because of the show's success, they put it on to Star. So I was able to stream it on Amazon Prime. I love Amazon Prime. I really, really do, because it gives me access to a lot of shows that are on cable that aren't included in my cable subscription, because damn it, cable is just too doggone high. So you have to get other streaming platforms added on. It's just too much. But when I see quality shows, engaging shows like Step Up High Water, I'll pay for that streaming platform. I really will. No, I don't do the 30-day trial period. No, I really invest, because, like I said, you all need to understand the recipe to keep these shows alive. You got to make sure that you subscribe to these streaming platforms. You got to make sure that you are watching within a certain time frame, because if we aren't watching, once again, the people, the executives behind the show, they sit behind their tables. They don't look like us, and they say, they're not watching. So we're not going to keep investing money in a show that people aren't even investing in watching. So we're going to cross our fingers. We're going to pray that this show gets picked back up. Once again, I'm also glad that Kendra mentioned that she leads with faith. Even if you go to her social media page and you look in her bio, she has other words there, but it's very short and it leads with faith. The word faith is there. So that really lets me know that she's really just tapped into, just understanding that it's not about her. Even before I start each and every single show, even before I start some sort of, let's say, uncomfortable experience, I always stop and I say, okay, God, just use me. Just use me. Just take over. It's bigger than me. It's not even about me. Just continue to use me. I truly, truly walk by faith. Just sharing a childhood memory. I grew up in the church. Well, you don't know. I grew up in the church. And every time I would visit my grandmother, my maternal grandmother's church in Florida, behind the pulpit in the stained glass window, it was etched in the stained glass window, walk by faith, not by sight. And as a kid early on, I believe I was in elementary school, and I was fixated with walk by faith, not by sight. I didn't really understand it, but I knew that it was important. So even as a kid, I said, I have to understand what that means. And I wasn't sure at what age where I was like, okay, I get it. But ever since I got the meaning of that, that is how I've chosen to lead my life, walking by faith and not by sight. So I was glad that Kendra also mentioned that. And Robin Givens on the show, who plays her mother. When I tell you, Robin Givens has tapped into a role that, unlike any role that I've ever seen her body before. Robin Givens plays this, I don't like the word urban, She plays this very relatable hip hop mother who is a straight no chaser, giving it to her daughter straight and uncut. She's a hairstylist. You know, when you go into the black salons, how the black hairstylists talk. She truly bodied that role. I want to see Robin Givens in a lot more roles. I'm just trying to figure out why she isn't landing more roles. What is that all about? So when we see legends like Robin Givens, you know, getting a role, we need to support. Like I mentioned, Robin Givens is on Step Up High Water. We have Christina Milian. We have R. Marcus Taylor, who is a Sanya On-Air past guest twice. He played Suge Knight in multiple movies. Who else do we have on the show? I mentioned Naya Rivera before she passed away. There's so many amazing actors on the show. New actors who I'm like, okay, they are definitely going places. So support. Also support the show, child. Make sure that you subscribe to every Sanya On-Air streaming platform. Sanya On-Air streams across a multitude of streaming platforms, every major streaming platform. Once again, if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure that you hit the notification button. Make sure that you use my special Sanya On-Air Instacart link, which is in the description section of this episode. I was thinking about bringing back the Sanya On-Air Empower line. I'm still pondering over that, so just be gracious with me. But also, if you're looking for a billboard in New York City, make sure that you contact me. My email is sonya@sanyaonair.net. Just once again, I got to repeat this, child, just for the peoples in them. Yeah, Tabitha Brown, email me not once, but twice, and not 1, but 2 days. The Tabitha Brown. Make sure that you go over to Walmart, not Walmart. Make sure you go to Target. My bad, Tabitha. Make sure that you go to Target. When I tell you, first I started supporting Tabitha. I've been watching her for a few years on social media, and I'm loving where God is taking her. The elevation of her. So last summer, I bought one of her amazing bathing suits. Now, I'm a curvy girl. So she has curvy girl bathing suits. It's important for a curvy girl to have the right type of bathing suit because we just need the adequate coverage. We just want to make sure that our curves are not only accentuated, but just not making us look like fat pigs. When I tell you her bathing suits are everything. So now in Target, she also has a vegan food line. I am a pescatarian leaning towards being a vegan, but everything that I eat is basically plant-based. And I need to try out her food line. And she also has some amazing housewares, plates, cups, knives, napkins, you name it, she got it. So just to see this melanin queen with such an amazing line of merchandise. Oh, Target, you did it. And Target, I was talking bad about you. I was talking bad about you for a few years. Let me tell you why. A few years ago, Target introduced, let's say, a line for Black people, right? And it just seemed as if they were just jumping on the tagline and the catchphrases. That's when diversity and inclusion was first introduced. And as soon as you walked into Target, as soon as you walked in the front door, it was like blackness, the black line, just a little small section. And I was like, come on, don't patronize us. Don't patronize us at all. I want to just see it. I just want to see it, around everything else, not as a standalone thing. So over the years, Target, I don't know if, they hired more Black folks to be seated at the table, but what I have seen is it really being included. It's not just in a section over there and then everything else is over there. It's not like that anymore. So they've given Tabitha worked for, and she was able to step into her greatness with this amazing merchandise line. So make sure you go out and support. Support is the key word, I'm telling you. So with Tabitha Brown's line, support by purchasing purchasing, support Step Up High Water because we needed to return back to television by posting that you needed to return back. And then once it does return back, watch it. Just watch the show. I'm over it. I'm over it. So thank you for watching. This has been another amazing conversation of Sanya On-Air, where we unpack celebrity pivotal moments and milestones. Kendra, you were amazing. I'm going to continue watching you and stalking you on social media. Once again, subscribe. I thank you so much for watching. Smooches, dolls. Take care.